Hey, we are really excited to be here with Mckay Bickmore. ADP is one of our newer partners in the Dentist Advisors Partner Program. And today we're going to take a little bit of time to hear from Mckay about how ADP, which everyone has heard of ADP, I'm going to say the largest payroll company
Yep.
in the country, if not um, the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're excited to have a representative from ADP talking to dentist advisors and our clients and those listening in to understand how ADP can be a great partner to you inside your practice. We know they are an asset to us here at Dentist Advisors, and Mckay is our go-to for point of contact for any of our clients and for dentist advisors. And Mckay, I'm going to turn the time over to you.
Awesome. Appreciate it so much. And yeah, like you're right. We are, I like to say, the biggest payroll provider in the world. So it's kind of a fun fact to throw around, right? We do payroll for 1 in 6 Americans. And then we also do, so 80% of the top 200 companies use ADP. So obviously quite a big, large operation, but where my focus is, which I think is kind of cool of how we have things set up, is I work strictly with small businesses. And obviously a lot of different dentists and practices in that way, and the medical field and in dentistry as well. So it kind of allows me to focus more on that small business side of things and kind of give everyone a point of contact, which I think it's a really cool way to get set up, right? Is because obviously it's a big company, but you can still kind of get a personal touch to it. Have someone dedicated to help you out. So really cool way, and awesome company to work for, so can't complain on that part. So well, great. So wanted to kind of share my screen right here. I'm assuming you can kind of all see it. So just kind of talk a little bit, give you everyone kind of a rundown of ADP, kind of what our goal is, what we want to do, and a couple of different stats and people we've interviewed and things like that to see what they've said. And then after that, I'll kind of run you guys through what our demo looks like, so okay, hey, this is what it would look like in practice. Give you guys kind of a feel, so it's not you're not always just coming in blind, right? So yeah, just to start out here is, I mean, my job here at ADP is I want to save you time or money, right? And if I can do both, perfect. But that's really where I come in and what I want to do for you. So right here, these are just what a lot of our customers have said. It's made their job easier. I like to say I help business owners with the things nobody likes to do, and that's the payroll and HR side of things. So, and coming in that is we can save you a lot of time, and just automating a lot of that process. And with our software, it's easy click of a couple buttons and hit and approve, right? So it makes it super easy that way. And then a couple other things you'll read on here is a lot of the people I've worked with, obviously they were business owners, they've used other people before switching to ADP, and 9 out of 10 of them are have loved the switch over and the transition. And it's been super easy for them to run and continue, and continue to save them time. And then one of the great things, as you see here, is with ADP's helping you stay compliant. So how we mentioned, right, we're the #1 payroll provider, doing it for 1 in 6 Americans. We're doing the payroll for the IRS. As we help you guys stay compliant. Now, there's a lot of risk that comes with money getting moved for the taxes, making sure it's on time and everything like that. ADP takes responsibility for you. So we're making sure that it's on time, it's done right, the correct amounts, everything like that. To kind of take a little bit of that stress and that headache that can come away with, oh, what happens if this doesn't get paid? Can my practice handle this big fine that comes if we messed up on that end of things, right? So if something like that does come through, it's not going to cause your practice all sorts of harm, right? You know, you have ADP backing you there to make sure nothing of that is going to happen to your business, right? And then the switch over to ADP if you are, either starting and getting started, or if you're switching over from someone else. It's a super easy switch. We want to make sure it's easy. And then right here is this last one is this says 15 minutes or less running payroll through ADP. A lot of my clients do it in 5, right? And the greatest thing about this, at least to me, is you can have it set up where if you want to be running the payroll for your practice, great, that can be you. Or if you have an assistant and a manager and HR person that you want to do it, you can give access to them and they can spend that 5, 10, 15 minutes running through it and doing that and giving it to someone you trust, right? So it's really takes a lot of that time out of your day in going through that. And so right here are kind of the 4 bullet points I hope you can kind of see. And I've talked about them before, so we don't have to go into super big detail, but these are really kind of big 4 bullet points that ADP hits. That first one is payroll, right? We just talked about that, of how streamlined all of that can be, and really just taking that time, putting some time back into your day. Then the next one we talked about a little bit earlier as well is that taxes and compliance. And you also get 24/7 support on that. If you're like me and you can't sleep and so you run payroll in the middle of the night, something comes up, there's going to be someone there to help answer, right? Hopefully you sleep a little bit better than I do and, you're not tossing and turning. And then the other thing I think is really cool is right here on the hiring and the HR side. So let's say you're a dental practice and you're getting started and you're like, hey, we're looking to really grow and expand what we're wanting to do. Hey, we're looking to add, a couple more dentists, or we need another, receptionist. We need a couple of dental hygienists, right? We're looking to really grow and expand. We can be here and be a tool for you to grow and do that, right? So part of a thing that we offer is we'll give you access to ZipRecruiter. Right, so you can go ahead and just post on there, and I know sometimes that can get costly depending on how you're doing it. That can be kind of thrown into our HR bundle, so it can also save you money. But the great thing about ZipRecruiter is it's within 24 hours, 80% of the time, you get a good qualified candidate, right? So it can be a pretty quick turnaround process as you're finding employees, right? And we'll also make sure you're staying compliant with that. You may notice a theme is staying compliant, right? That's what we're here to do is you post a job board on ZipRecruiter, or we can help you do it on, the top 16 job boards. We're going to make sure you're staying compliant, that nothing can come back and bite you in the butt, right? Because that's the worst thing that could really happen to a business owner, right? And then right here, there's all sorts of different benefits, right, that we can offer to make sure that when you're hiring these employees, you're attracting good talent because you're offering great benefits, but you're also to retain that top end talent, right? Because they're going to want to stay because they're getting such good experience and benefits offered to them that, they're happy where they're at, right? So those are some of the really cool kind of just features and overview there. But let me just dive real quick into our software for you, so you can kind of get a feel of what this looks like. Hopefully there, I got to click on the right one for you. So as you kind of dive in right here, this is the software, right? This is where you're going to find all the access to run a payroll, to look at any reports that you need, or, we go through the HR tab as well for you. But this is kind of where it goes through. And let's just start off with the first thing, and that's payroll, right? So I like to always say, if I can do it, anybody can do it, right? It's simple that way. So as you're just going to look here, you're going to find the big blue button that says Run Payroll. Now, these dates will change and we'll help you get it set up, whether you're doing, bi-weekly, weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever you're set up as. It will be right here. You can either even put it on autopilot, where it'll just kind of run for you and you don't have to manually come in here. Now, if that's something you enjoy and things change from week to week, then you're probably going to want to come in and do it. But what we're going to do, right, is, you click on the button that says run payroll. That's going to go ahead and load to us and pop up here. So as you can see on this page, you got your 4 employees, and then you got all these different boxes. Now, we can customize this to you as you're getting set up. If you don't offer, holiday hours, the bonus or miscellaneous personal hours or anything like that, we can go ahead and take that off, and we'll customize it to what either you name it or what you have, right? And then with that, if you say you offer PTO, we'll calculate how that accrues for you and get that set up to whatever your standards are going to be. But really what it comes down to is if you have hourly employees, you're going to track the hours right here, and you can go ahead and change these to say, they did 40 hours this week. And then that will go ahead and it'll calculate everything for you. If they're a salaried employee, your salary will just kind of stay right here at that 1,500, and go that. Now we also have other features that people can clock in and clock out, and those hours will automatically just update in that hourly, where you don't have to come in and do that manually if you don't want to, right? So that's really kind of a preference thing of what you like to do and how you like to run it. But if you don't want to come in and change that, there are ways where as they clock in and clock out, it tracks all of that for you. So it'll calculate the hours. And so that's kind of really what that looks like right there. And pretty simple is just making sure that looks pretty good to me. And then you're going to come down here and click on next. Now, let's say something comes up and you want to finish later. It will save it all for you, and you can come back and do it at a better time for you. And then as you click next, it's going to pop up on a 1099. So I know maybe a couple of the dentists you have at your practice or whatever that may be, a lot of times, sometimes they're 1099. They're going to go ahead and you're going to put them right here. And it'll show, their hourly rated and everything. And it will get all the correct forms you need for those 1099s. It'll have that done for you automatically. And so if that all looks good, we're going to go down here and click preview payroll. And this part right here is cool. This is kind of where the AI comes into play. So every company has AI, being adopted into what they do. This is how it does it for us. So right here, it's giving you the example of Dan May was terminated mid-pay period, but is being paid for the full month, right? Now you'll say, oh, I didn't mean to go ahead and pay him, or I already paid him, or I need to, whatever that may be. For me, I have fat fingers, right? Instead of putting in 30 hours, I may click one extra zero, and it's 300. It's going to go ahead and catch that and be like, hey, I don't think they worked 300 hours. Did mean to do that or whatever, right? And so if that looks fine to you, you can just ignore the issues, or you can go back and fix it, right? And this is going to give you just that preview of, where taxes and deductions and everything's coming out up here on your left. This is the cash required. Saying, okay, in the bank account, this is how much I need to have to get pulled out to pay everything in that way. Now, if you wanted a more in-depth of breaking down the taxes, you can just click on this reports right here, and you have your payroll preview right there. Now, most people that aren't accountants, this typically is pretty good for them, but unless you're a numbers guy, you can always kind of dive in a little bit deeper. And then all you have to go ahead and do is click approve payroll. So, you get pretty used to it. And the great thing is with ADP, you're going to have a dedicated implementation team to you to get you ran through your first couple of payrolls. And then anytime after that, you can always reach out to me and I can help you do it. Now, people generally can pick it up pretty quick. And that's kind of what that looks like. And then you go ahead and you can click done. So that's kind of the payroll side of things. Hopefully that was simple. Hopefully that was helpful. And then a couple of the, last couple things to kind of show you, and the more common things that kind of come up is we do have our reports tab right here. And especially when, tax season comes around and different things like that. you're going to want to be able to share this with your accountant. I know accountants, the biggest complaint they have when shared with me is trying to collect documents from their clients come tax season, right? And now this just allows you that you can give access to them as your accountant can kind of come in. They don't have to worry about calling you. You don't have to worry about trying to find those reports and get them the right ones, is they'll have the access to it right there. Now, if you ever wanted to go look at it, very easy to find. You're going to see all your payroll right here. If you want to run a single report, or if you have some type of custom way you like to do things, we can help you build a custom report that will pop up for you, when you want it, how you want it. We can help you build that custom report. So it's really going to try and make your life easy when it comes to those reports, and you'll have access to all of these different things. So that's kind of the reports tab. And then the last common one here that, pops up quite a bit is our HR tab here. And as this loads, we'll kind of show that for you. But there's a lot that we do offer when it comes to that, whether that's hiring and onboarding. We'll kind of have an applicant tracking system to help through that whole thing. So if you were to do a hire and onboard, as you just click on this, and that will send out an invitation to the person you're hiring to fill out all the information. Now, as they fill that out, you can look and say, okay, they've accomplished this, they've done this, they've been able to do each thing, or they still need to get this done before they start on Monday, right? And then as it's done, it collects it for you, and it's stored in our doc vault. So kind of help eliminate and kind of the steps out of the way for you. And then it goes through here and it gives you a lot of different other things that you can go through. Now, if you have videos for a dental hygienist that you want them to watch to teach them, you can put in those videos right here to say, hey, this is how we kind of want to do things around here. So here's some videos to watch before you start. You can always track any of the compliance that comes with it. Whether that's having a labor law poster up there, we will send those to you as those get updated to keep track of all those fines so you're not getting them. And it has a bunch of other different things there. Now, if you wanted to go get an employee handbook, we can generate that for you. I know typically when I talk to lawyers, it can cost anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. And this right here is just kind of part of, working with us, that you get that with you. So helps a lot on that side, but that's kind of what our HR and our bundle package look like, to kind of help alleviate some of those headaches and concerns that come that way. So that, obviously, I've shared a lot of information. I never expect anyone to remember all of it because, you're got a lot going on and a lot of information was just shared. So obviously, if there's anything that came up there, like I'd love to go a little bit more into detail about that or any other questions, we're always happy to chat and answer those. And, we can always tweak these to dial it in to custom fit your experience, whether you're just a one person show or, 20, 30, 40 employees, you're growing, you're shrinking, whatever that may be, right? We can kind of custom fit that and tailor that experience to be what's best for you. So that's, a big kind of thing of what we got for you today. And hopefully that was helpful and informative and helped you learn a little bit more about ADP.
Yeah, Mckay, so helpful and so informative. I really like that two of your initiatives of your company are to save time and money. And I would say that most every one of our clients, if not everybody, is interested in saving time and money. It's very helpful to have somebody be able to hold your hand a little bit in this process because it can be complex. And at the same time, you just wanted to work right and just almost be able to focus on what you do day to day and allow it to just be running perfectly in the background,
Yeah.
And as you walk through the show and tell of your demo, it is easy. Like it is easy. And I've seen some fairly complex models for payroll, and it is easy to follow. And that's exciting to us, to our clients. And so, Mckay, we're really excited to have you guys on board, and we want to share with everyone watching this and checking this out on dentistadvisors.com that you can schedule a consultation with Mckay. As mentioned, he is our go-to for reaching out to ADP, and we're excited to have him here to show us how to use it. Check out the site, schedule a consultation, and we've got more content to come from Mckay in the near future. So Mckay, thanks so much.
Yeah, awesome. Appreciate it so much. It was fun.
All right, everyone. We'll see you next time. Mckay, thank you so much.
See ya. Thank you, guys.